I'm Mariko Bullford, and this is Uncut News. Mayor Ubraj Narayan and Roy Bipat are at odds again over Roy's taxes. Over the past few weeks, Bipat has both made a deal to sell electricity back to the JPL grid and announced the upcoming construction of a multi-million-dollar hotel on the Giftland premises. With all of these recent developments, Mayor Abdiz Narayan publicly asked why Bipat can't pay the 100 million Guyana dollar tax debt to the city. In response, Bipat called him a fraud and, quote, a political animal, and, quote, is a stupid little boy who knows nothing of politics. I'm saying, quote, just so you know these are their words, not mine. However, Narayan responded by telling him to stop deflecting and to just do his civic duty by paying his taxes. Taxes which he noted have not been paid since Giftland opened in 2015. So yes, he's been tax dodging for over 5 years, at least that we know of, and still he has the gall to come at politicians like that. The Institute of the Americas recently noted that a feasibility study of the entire gas-to-shore power project was done in 2017. The cost was estimated at US $304 million, with US $165 million coming from pipeline construction costs. Currently, the government and Exxon are negotiating the price for the gas which will be used to fuel the planned 300-megawatt power plant. However, Exxon will only be involved in the pipeline construction as the plant itself will be the government's responsibility. The Institute also said that international investors are interested in using the associated gas to power mining in the hinterland. The gas would be cooled and pressurized into liquid natural gas, which will be utilized in the mining equipment. Today, the GDF revealed in a statement that a recruit died this morning at the Georgetown Public Hospital. According to the GDF, recruit Owen Reynolds was deemed fit for military training by the force's medical officer, having successfully passed the force's medical examination. But several days into training, he started to feel sick. He was treated by the GDF until his condition deteriorated and he was transferred to the hospital where he eventually died. And, in usual sketchy fashion, the GDF did not reveal the man's cause of death. We haven't fought a battle in years and yet these men are dying every year. That's sauce. Now it's time to tell you about Best Buy's car of the day. Currently on sale is this 2011 Toyota Raptus. It comes with paddle shift, TV, navigation stereo, crystal lights, mag rims, fog lamps, and much, much more. Pay cash for $2.6 million, or pay down as low as $520,000 with $50,000 monthly, and it's yours. Call or WhatsApp 662-0844 for more info, or visit their showrooms at Lot 171 Peter Rose Street, Queenstown, or Lot 2 Lamaha Street, and tell them Noriko sent you for this sweet, sweet deal. A group of policemen yesterday destroyed $3.4 million worth of marijuana and confiscated guns and ammunition during a raid and eradication exercises at 2 villages along the Berbice River. When Ronks approached the house at Velt Village, a man immediately fled the building, leaving behind a small cache of weapons under the floorboard. Additionally, Ronks proceeded to Gatroy Village, where a party harvested marijuana fields along with a camp, with roughly 300 plants measuring 4 to 6 feet in height. All of the plants were seized and destroyed. On Wednesday, the suspect in a recent $4.2 million Guyana dollar robbery was arrested and some of the stolen items recovered. The names of the victims were not released, and even if they were, I probably wouldn't give it to you anyway, but the police said the armed robbery occurred at Mabura, Region 10, late Tuesday night by 2 men, one of whom was armed with a handgun. The 2 men were cornered in a location in Mabura hours later by police. One of the men fled while shooting at the police, while the other was caught. A search unearthed a block haversack containing 2.3 million Guyana dollars, a digital scale, 2 cell phones, and 1 .38 caliber pistol. His accomplice is being sought as the probe continues. The Hydromet service is letting the public know that it is about to get wet this Christmas season. They reported yesterday that wetter than usual conditions can be expected throughout the December to February season. Additionally, extreme wet spells remain possible throughout the period, leading to concerns of flash flood potential. There is a heightened risk of these conditions prevailing given the presence of a moderate La Niña. Because of the fact that these heavy rainfall days could coincide with seasonal high tides, they recommend that the government fast-tracks drainage projects, or else we're going to have a WAC, a WAC, a wet-ass coastline. It's robbery season, people. If I were you, I would consider getting security for the home of business. I personally recommend Sheriff Security Service. I find that they are the most professional, with well-trained armed or unarmed guards. Get some security this Christmas, people. Yesterday, Minister of Labour Joseph Hamilton visited the site of Troy Resources gold mining operations in the hinterland after receiving numerous complaints from staff. While their complaints were many, a common one among them all was the dissatisfaction with the lack of a union. During the tour, he abused them up. He abused up the management, that is, saying that they operate like a communist nation where criticism is not allowed and everything feels restrictive. However, no less than 24 hours after telling the foreigners about themselves, he said he is caving into pressure and apologizing, but he still said that foreign companies must do right by Guyanese. It's now time for today's Rona Report. Today, the nation recorded 40 new cases. The total number of deaths now stands at 149. There are now 7 persons in the ICU and 768 persons in home isolation. The total number of known cases in the country is now 5,276. So, please, people, wash your hands frequently. Avoid touching your nose and mouth and mask up before you leave the house. When you do leave home, try to avoid enclosed spaces and large crowds, and remember to give 6 feet of space between you and others. You can multiply your cash by selling Digicel Top-Up. This is a legit way you can earn some extra money at your business or to supplement your existing side hustle. Become a top-up vendor quick and easy through Cellular Plus. Call them on telephone number 685-3109 for more info. Now, let's take a look at news in the region. Yesterday, Education Minister of Antigua and Barbuda, Michael Brown, resigned his post amid an ongoing rape investigation. Brown's tenure as minister was ridiculed with controversy. Aside from the rape allegations, in 2019, he was accused of failing to follow the proper procurement procedure, costing the government over $9 million in a deal gone bad with a company contracted to provide 6,000 tablets. Brown's replacement was sworn in this morning. Brazil's Senate approved the bill on Wednesday to extend the penalties for racial hate crimes. This happened after a wave of nationwide protests over the killing of a black man by security personnel at a supermarket. The bill was introduced by Workers' Party Senator Paulo Paim, who chairs the Senate Human Rights Committee. His text seeks to modify the penal code so that racial, religious, or cultural motivations are considered as aggravating factors in the commission of a crime. If approved in the lower chamber, the bill will be analyzed by the executive branch, which may sanction or veto it. Although it'll probably get vetoed since Bolsonaro's such a racist. You use proper lube on your sweet woman, don't you? Then why not your engine? Keep your engine running smooth with Syntec Lubricant, manufactured specifically for tropical climates and built for hard-working engines. Syntec is available nationwide and is imported and distributed by Caribbean Motor Spares. Call them on telephone number 609-7621. Syntec Lubricant drives your journey. And now for our weird news story of the day. A police officer in the United Kingdom was dismissed for gross misconduct after deliberately underpaying at a supermarket self-checkout aisle. In February, Police Constable Simon Reed was on duty when he went to buy several items from a store, which he seemingly paid for. However, just like a typical cop, he couldn't resist the big box of donuts. CCTV footage showed Constable Reed scanning a 7-pence barcode for carrots instead of the £10 sterling box of Krispy Kreme donuts. The action was witnessed by an employee who reported the matter to police. This actually triggered a long internal investigation which ended with him being let go this month. The police said they are taking the situation so seriously because it was an officer effectively stealing while in uniform. Moving on to our Uncut News viewers poll question of the day. Every day we pose a question about current events in Guyana, the region, the diaspora, and how you feel it relates to us. So, you give your responses in the comments and we'll read the best ones in the following episode. Yesterday's question was, how do you feel about the government's response to the Rona thus far? Jay Jairam says the government should lock people up or put them in quarantine if they are caught violating COVID protocols. I think that the handling of the pandemic is a bit lackluster. Owen Prophet said, we are averaging 30 plus cases per day. The government is in an economic position to fully shut down the country and pay individual working citizens to stay home for at least 2 months. Make it mandatory and arrest anyone who breaches the lockdown for no good reason. This can easily curb the skyrocketing number of cases we encounter daily. Steve Enrique says, it's not what they should do about the corona, mainly because they don't care about us. It's what we need to do to protect ourselves. I'm a sportsman and I know the best defense is offense, meaning we need to first be healthy, eat well, and care our body building up your immunity. So before tonight's question, brighten up the holiday season and decorate your home with new stocks of vinylate, carpet, rubber towel, leatherette, glassware, doilies, table plastic, rugs, and Roll Runner easy-to-clean carpets. Available in many colors, patterns, and designs to choose from. Beat the rush and enjoy the glorious days of shopping at Ravina's and Anand's. Ravina's and Anand's have unbeatable prices. For fast and comfortable shopping, visit them at Ravina's at 17A Water Street or Anand's on 108 Regent Street, or call them on telephone number 225-6595. So for tonight's question, this is now the third deadly incident for the year involving a soldier. However, in each situation, the results of the investigations were never released to the public. Do you think this is acceptable? If not, then what should the government be doing to ensure the safety of those who serve the nation, as well as the public getting answers about this? Think about that question and tell us in the comments below. If your response is good, we just might feature it in Friday's episode. Anyway, that's all the time we have for tonight. Check us out tomorrow for another. Until then, I'm Rico Bullford saying good night, folks. Hey Uncut News viewers, thanks for watching. You can subscribe by clicking on this button over here, or click over there for more news. You can also drop a comment to let me know if you've made it to the end of the video. Goodbye for now.